At this point in time, it's pretty much a certainty that Mercedes Mone is going to make her debut for AEW for All Elite Wrestling on March 13th at Big Business, Dynamite Big Business in Boston, Massachusetts. It hasn't been fully confirmed. There's a lot of rumors swirling around the IWC. And at this point in time, if Mercedes Mone, if the superstar formerly known as Sasha Banks, would have made her return to WWE, she would have already done it at the Rumble, possibly at the Chamber. But again, those rumors on wrestling news websites are very, very strong. And again, the Easter eggs are there. Big business. Mercedes Mone, it's all about the money, and Sasha Banks, of course. So with that said, what can we expect from Mercedes' debut in AEW, impending debut with All Elite Wrestling? And a lot of people, a lot of fans might go the route of immediately having her challenge the AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm, or maybe the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo if she manages to beat Toni Storm for the title in the very near future. And again, that's a surefire bet. That's gonna make money. That's gonna bring eyeballs to the product. That is definitely gonna put her in a light of the fact, in the light of her being a main event caliber superstar, somebody who attracts money regardless of what she does. But, and here's the kicker. I think there's a better way to introduce her, and I'm taking a page out of TNA Wrestling's book all the way back in 2006, because back in 2006, TNA had quite possibly their biggest debut of all time. And that, of course, was the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. And instead of having Kurt Angle challenge the then NWA World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett, which they eventually got to that, instead of having him go straight for the main event, straight for the world title opportunity, they paired him up against the then undefeated Samoan submission machine and current AEW World Champion Samoa Joe. Now, I'm definitely not recommending AEW pair up Mercedes Mone against Samoa Joe in AEW, although with how Tony Khan likes to book certain things in AEW, I wouldn't consider that so far-fetched. But what I am considering is a superstar that can definitely benefit greatly from Mercedes Mone, from her debut, from the spotlight and all the eyeballs, all the attention, all the views that this impending debut is gonna have. And of course, I'm talking about one of the biggest superstars, to me, still the most important star in AEW's women's division, and who at this point in time can only be considered as neglected by the creative team and by Tony Khan, purposely neglected, because again, she is that damn over with the crowd. She is that damn good on the mic and in the ring. She's a former women's world champion. Of course, I'm talking about the MD, Dr. Britt Baker. And again, Britt Baker facing off against Mercedes Mone one-on-one in her very first feud, leading into Double or Nothing in May. It's going to do wonders for her career. It's certainly a dream program, a dream feud, a dream match between Mercedes Mone and Britt Baker. And Toni Storm gets to keep her title a little bit longer, because I think she's going to retain against Deonna Purrazzo. No doubt about that. And then eventually after Double or Nothing, or if they want to speed things up, at Double or Nothing, we get Mercedes Mone versus Toni Storm for the Women's World Championship. But in the meantime, big debut, Mercedes Mone. They're going to blow the roof off the place in the TD Garden. And then you bring somebody, a fan favorite, amongst the crowd, amongst the IWC, back into the limelight in Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And now you have two fantastic rivalries, two fantastic programs, two show-stealing matches Toni Storm versus Deonna, Britt Baker versus Mercedes Mone at Double or Nothing. That's a possibility. That's something I'm definitely looking forward to, especially since AEW isn't really doing too much with Chris Statlander, former TBS champ. They're not doing too much with the current TBS champ, Julia Hart. So again, we need to bring a little bit more attention into the women's division when it comes to All Elite Wrestling. Toni Storm doing that incredible character work that she's doing week in, week out, on the mic, in the ring, in her promos, in the presentation of the character. It's great. It's great. It's working, but it's not enough for their current women's division. So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility, and I'm being hopeful about it, okay? I'm being hopeful about it. So with that said, what are your thoughts? What are you expecting from Mercedes Mone's impending AEW debut, March 13th, Boston, Massachusetts, TD Garden, AEW Dynamite Big Business? Do you think she's going to make an appearance there? Do you think the rumors are true? Do you think maybe she's going back to WWE? However unlikely that might be. Who would you like her to feud with as soon as she makes her splash, her impact in AEW? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comments section below. As far as today's concerned, tune in later on tonight to TBS for another episode of Wednesday Night Live Dynamite. My name is Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.